As nurses, our #1 priority in the delivery room is the safety of you and your baby. We're running around doing our medical tasks of medication administration, constant monitoring, managing pain, and anticipating various delivery scenarios, including C-sections. Unfortunately, due to these high demanding tasks, sometimes the mother's emotional well-being can fall on the back burner, especially during stressful, life-threatening situations. This is where a doula's role comes in. A doula is a non-medical professional who provides continuous physical, emotional, and informational support during labor and birth. Although yes, your partner or mother can be a source of support during labor, sometimes your partner may be just as freaked out as you are during this stressful time, and your mom may not understand all that medical jargon that the nurses are proposing to you. This is why having a doula by your side can really help. A doula is a calm, grounded presence, somebody who's there just for you and your partner, helping you understand what's going on, help you feel more confident, more supportive, and more in control of your birth experience. In today's video, I'll walk you through the pros and cons of hiring a doula at your birth, because hiring a doula isn't a one-size-fits-all decision. But first, who am I? Hi, I'm Liz, a registered nurse and kinesiologist focusing on maternal wellness. On this channel, I talk about all things pregnancy, postpartum, birth, and baby care. My goal is to give you as much credible information as I can to help you make your own informed decisions. So hit that subscribe button for more videos and subscribe to my weekly newsletter where I send you tips and tricks on these topics straight to your inbox. The link to that will be down below as well. Let's get started. Let's start with the pros of hiring a doula. First is continuous support. Unlike hospital staff, doulas stay with you the entire time. There's no shift changes, and it's especially helpful if your partner needs a break or isn't really sure how to help you. Another pro is emotional and physical comfort. Doulas provide consistent emotional support, such as talking things through, calming you down, providing you some reassurance. And in terms of physical comfort, they could help with stuff like offering you massages, counter pressure, help you with breathing techniques, getting you ice chips. All of this helps reduce anxiety and stress in the moment, especially in an unfamiliar setting. Doulas also provide advocacy and guidance. They help you understand what is happening during labor. Although doulas are not medical professionals, they do go through a training where they learn about birth and how it works. They learn about all the medical terminology that we use to describe the birthing experience. So when the nurses and doctors are talking about certain things, a doula can translate what is going on. A birth doula also works with you to create a birth plan before you actually go into labor. And this is where you discuss all of the birth preferences with her, if you want an unmedicated birth, medicated birth, etc. I have an entire video on birth plans that I'll link somewhere up here if you are interested in watching that. So during your birth, the doula keeps that in mind. She keeps your preferences in mind, and she gently reminds you of those preferences, because sometimes you're just not all there during the birth. There's a lot going on. She's supposed to support you in your decisions without pressuring you in any way. Another pro is that a doula encourages partner involvement. So sometimes your partner may not know how to support you because they're watching you be in a lot of pain and they don't know what to do to help you. Especially during the first time birth, they might also be scared as to what's going to happen. So a doula supports your partner as well. She guides them on how to help you. She guides them by helping them know when to step in. She explains what's going on to your partner as well that might be very unfamiliar with birth and honestly kind of scared by it all. This helps create a more connected experience for the both of you. Another pro is that a doula does have experience and knowledge. So most doulas have supported dozens of births at home, in the hospital, at a birthing center, and they can usually bring insight into positioning, labor progress, comfort measures, things like that. It's great for first-time moms who want some extra guidance. If you're finding this video helpful, please give this video a like. It really helps the YouTube algorithm so this video can be seen by many other pregnant moms-to-be. Now, let's talk about the potential cons of hiring a doula. First of all is the cost. Doulas are often not covered by insurance, so it's more or less an out-of-pocket expense, and it may not be accessible to everybody. Prices vary depending on location, experience, and the services that are included. A pro tip is that some doulas may offer payment plans, so it's often worth asking. Another con is limited availability. Your doula may be attending multiple births in the same time frame. If your birth overlaps with another client, she may not be available or may send you a backup doula instead that doesn't really align with your personality. So this leads me to the next con, which is personality or philosophy mismatch. Not every doula will be the right fit for your preferences. Some may have very strong opinions about birth choices, like epidurals or hospital policies. If you don't align on key values or communication styles, this could lead to a complete disaster, especially during labor. This is why it is very important that you interview your doula. It's okay to keep looking until you find somebody who feels right, because you really want somebody that's going to support you in whatever decision you make during that very vulnerable time in your life. Another con is that there's no standardized education or licensing body for doulas. So doulas are quite an unregulated career, and anybody can really become a doula after they get a certification. And a certification just states that you completed a training program, but it's not a standardized licensing body, kind of like for nurses or doctors. We have to pass a licensing exam that makes sure that you practice in a standardized way. Doulas are kind of just all over the place in that regard. So yeah, they are a non-medical professional, so they don't replace doctors or midwives, and they cannot perform medical duties like vaginal exams or birthing the baby. They are there to support the mom and not to provide medical care. So some families expect clinical care from a doula that is not trained to provide that, and it could cause a lot of confusion. So you really have to educate yourself on what a doula can do, and your doula also has to stay in her scope of practice and has to also communicate with you what she can do. Another con is decision overload. So having more input during labor can be helpful, but it may also feel a little overwhelming for some people. In high stress moments, too many voices, even supportive ones, can make you feel uneasy instead of providing you comfort. So it's important to feel empowered by your doula and not second guessed. Another con is that doulas are not always accepted in medical settings. Some hospitals or care providers may be unfamiliar with working alongside doulas. Occasionally, there may be tension or limitations around what a doula can do and cannot do in a hospital. So choosing a doula with experience in your birth location can help ease this. So here are some tips to make sure you hire the right doula for you. First, make sure they are the right fit. Schedule an interview, and in the interview, you should feel comfortable and supported in their presence. Do share your birth philosophy. Are they open to a medicated birth, an unmedicated birth? Are they respectful to your choices? Will they still be there even though your birth plan changes? For example, sometimes you might need an emergency C-section. Even though this was completely not part of the plan, is the doula still going to be there to support you during your emergency C-section? If she says no, this is a huge red flag. Run in the other direction, because she needs to be there to support your choices whether she agrees with them or not, because it is your birth. Be sure to check your doula's availability and when they are officially on call for you. This is usually around the 38-week to 42-week mark. Do they have clients at the same time? What happens if they're on vacation or at another birth? Is there a backup doula that she sends? And if there is, make sure that you interview with her as well, because you want to make sure that that doula aligns with your philosophy as well. Be sure to clarify services and timelines. What is included in your doula services? Does she do prenatal visits, early labor at home, postpartum support? How long will they stay after the birth? Are they trained in other areas such as lactation support, postpartum care? Make sure the doula is familiar with her scope of practice as well. So ask her questions such as, what do you do as a doula? What support do you provide? How do you work alongside a nurse and a doctor and a midwife? Make sure that everything kind of aligns with your expectations. Talk pricing and packages. If you don't need all of the services, for example, 5 prenatal visits, maybe you can adjust the package a little bit so that you only have 2 prenatal visits. So whether you're leaning towards hiring a doula or just exploring your options, I hope this helps you feel a little bit more informed. And feel free to interview more than one doula before making your decision. It is really, really important that you find somebody that you feel supported by during your birth. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more pregnancy and birth support, and check out my newsletter down below. I'll see you in the next one.